What on earth is a helicopter parent, and how does that compare to emotional incest? Hang on. So welcome, I'm Brad Shore, I'm a licensed therapist. Welcome to Ask a Shrink. Today I want to talk about the similarities between being a helicopter parent and emotional incest. There's a lot of similarities, and remember, emotional incest is the taking over, the emotional smothering of someone's child to benefit the parent. So it's all about the parent, whereas helicopter parents make it more about the kids than the actual smothering or taking over of the child. But they do so much in their attempt to help or assist their child that they end up harming the child in the long run. Probably the most easy to see current story about helicopter parents that's making the news is the college admission scandal from Felicity Huffman and Lori Loughlin that's been in the news so much because it's an extreme example of helicopter parents trying to help their kids and in the long run doing a lot of damage to them, because even if this had not been found out, even if this had not made the news, they are in fact hurting their child, not helping them grow up in ways that's setting a strong foundation for them to go out in the world and lead their own lives in a healthy way. Oftentimes these kids are not able to achieve the goals and the skills necessary to lead productive lives because they haven't been trained that way by their parents. The parents stepped in and did so much for them that they're not able to self-regulate very well. They're not able to self-motivate very well because everything has been done for them. They also tend to have more emotional problems in life because they never learned how to self-regulate their own emotions as well. Their parents always stepped in and said, "Oh, you're okay, honey, let me do this for you." "Oh, you're feeling bad today. We've got to handle it this way." Or, "I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to make you happy today because we're going to go do A, B, C, D, and E." So the parents step in for everything and try to soothe everything and make it better. That's the helicoptering going on. That's them hovering over, trying to take away all of life's problems. Well, life doesn't work that way. We all know it. How we learn, how we grow into successful adults is because we have been in the trenches. We have learned what we need to learn. That gives us experience. It helps educate us. It helps us know the difference between right and wrong. It helps us know what ethical behavior is. It helps us know what morals are all about. And that's how we grow up. So the hovering from the helicopter parents is not helpful with any of this. Because helicopter kids are doted on so much, they grow up oftentimes to feel very entitled because their every need was provided by their parents. The parents just stepped in and did it. So talk about entitlement, talk about not having the skills to go out in life as an adult and realize you win some, you lose some, and realize that life can be very difficult sometimes and we have to go deep to get ourselves through. We have to challenge ourselves, to push ourselves to struggle to succeed, and that's how we feel good about ourselves, and that's how we build self-confidence, and the self-confidence then leads to a higher degree of self-esteem. That's how we feel good about ourselves because we had to challenge ourselves. Well, if we're not challenging ourselves because our parents did everything for us and helped us regulate our emotions, then we haven't learned any of that. So it's very tough for helicopter children in that regard. The thing with being a helicopter parent is oftentimes they're doing it when the child doesn't even need or want the help. The child is not even asking for it. The helicopter parent is deciding that they're going to step in and do this, and this. The child, of course, willingly goes along with it because they're young and they don't know better, but usually they don't even want or need the help. But the help that's thrown on them is indeed hindering them in their life. This is very similar to emotional incest in particular in terms of the parent doing something to benefit them and not really paying attention to the children's wants or needs. So with emotional incest, the parents in an unhappy marriage, they're not feeling good about life, so they decide that they're going to pluck a child, one of their kids, and say, "You're now my mini husband or my mini wife," and strip them in a way of their identity because they're pleasing themselves. So in that level, it's very similar to emotional incest. So some of the things you parents can do to correct this is let your child just have the consequences that come. Whatever comes may come. Don't try to get in there and fix or steer consequences in a certain direction. They need to let the cards fall where the cards fall. That's how they're going to learn. Teach your kid to respect others' opinions, especially their teachers. It's not all about the child's needs or you as the parent's needs. Help them respect our authority. So probably the easiest way to do that, because all kids are in school, the majority of them, unless they're homeschooled, is to work with the teacher-child relationship in that way that you are teaching them to respect what that teacher says. Don't do their homework for them or any other kind of work for them. Encourage them that they have to do it on their own. In fact, that's a rule in our household. You have to do your own work here. That's a good lesson for them. And if they come to you with a problem, you can certainly talk to them about it. You'll want to hear their thoughts and feelings about the problem, why they even think it's a problem. As a parent, obviously, you can offer input and guidance to a degree, but you're not in there diving in, solving the problem for them. You're guiding, which is different, and helping them come to their own conclusion in their own way with a little sprinkled on guidance from you, the parent. Don't in any way try to get in there and figure out or manage your child's friendships or communications with other people or their relationships in general. That's up to them. That's how they're going to learn about themselves and grow up into healthy adults, is because it's through trial and error. Think about it for yourself right now. If you're a parent watching this, think back when you were a kid and you were 10 or 12 or 15. Did it really work when a parent tried to mold you into what they wanted and make you do things that they wanted? Not really, right? You probably rebelled or ignored or found ways around it. And your child is going to do the same thing if you're a helicopter parent. They're not really going to listen, even though they may pretend they are, because how we're designed with our DNA as human beings is we have to try for ourselves. We have to learn our own life lessons. And that ties into the difficulties of being raised as a victim of emotional incest with an emotionally smothering parent, because as you've been stripped of your identity, you have not had the opportunity in many ways to learn life's challenges. You've been treated as a prince or a princess growing up, which robbed you of the ability to mature in ways that most of your peers are maturing, because your parents are making it all about them and not focused on what's best for you as the child. And lastly, don't raise your kid to think they're better in any way, shape, form, or matter than anybody else. We're all on this planet. We're all trying to live and do our best. And if parents try to get extra special treatment for their child, they're actually thwarting their growth and hurting them in the long run. Many similarities with emotional incest here. Emotional incest thwarts the child at their proper developmental stages, because the child is so focused on the parent's needs and hearing all of the parent's adult problems and being there for their parent, that they're not able to properly emotionally develop in a healthy way on their own. Please leave me some comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this topic. Please subscribe to my mental health YouTube channel if you like these kind of videos. And until next week, this is Brad Shore signing off from Ask a Shrink.